Thank you to Betterhelp for sponsoring this episode.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of You Can Sit With Us. I'm one of your hosts, Becky. I'm joined by Matthew.
Hello.
We got Rainie on the ones and twos.
Hi.
And we have a very special guest today, Mr. Cakes himself, Jonny Cakes.
Mr. Cakes, hi. I'm so happy to be here yet again. Thank you for having me back. I was worried after the first time. I was like, oh, I don't know how I did. So being back means that I crushed it.
Yeah,
it.
you absolutely did. And if you want to hear Jonny crush it today, make sure you subscribe to our Patreon. You can get the podcast a day early, ad-free at patreon.com/tryguys.
I subscribe, Like
To
I'm
the
a
Patreon?
card-carrying Patreon member. Yeah, it's like a
Still?
Still, even with
So
Second
you
Try.
use part of your paycheck from Second Try to pay back into Second Try.
I mean, I'm the lowest tier. Like, I think it's like, what? How much is it?
$3
$3 a month?
probably? Yeah.
But it's the best $3 I ever spent. You know why I became a Patreon member? Truly?
Tell me.
Okay. So when I first started filming here, I was like always nervous because like Try Guys is like, I think now we kind of forget because we're here all the time.
Yes.
Try Guys is big. And actually, I don't even know if the people who are like from the founding of Try Guys recognize how big it is. Like, because I had no connection to Try Guys and
Yeah.
it was like culturally significant.
Yeah, I think we do.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I think
not
we
to
do.
talk. I'm talking down to you.
No. You're.
But
He's mansplaining to
I
me
had
right
my
now.
10-year
Okay,
high
great.
school reunion. I had my 10-year high school reunion, and I had filmed an episode, like my first episode of Without a Recipe.
Right.
And I was like, at my reunion, and I knew the episode was going to come out the next day, and I was stressed the whole time I was at my high school reunion. And I was like, I never want to be stressed about like what's going to come out tomorrow. Like I want to see it as early as possible.
Oh, yeah.
Sort of
Oh,
along
so
with
that's why you did Patreon.
So then I figured out that you guys had an early option. So I downloaded it at my high school reunion and watched it that night. And was like, okay, we can be fine.
That's so sweet.
And how did it go over at the high school reunion?
I didn't like show anybody. I think I like went in the corner and like watched it. But
So
I've been a member ever since is the point.
You were the guy at the high school reunion just watching YouTube on your phone. How do you think that looked to everyone else at the high school reunion?
And watching myself on YouTube. You're like, okay, he hasn't changed since high school. Got it. No, but
Most
I was
likely to watch himself
Same
on
old
YouTube.
the reason I say like, I'm telling this long-winded story, sorry, is that the Patreon, because I needed to know, like, do I need to go into hiding? Like, did I embarrass myself? So a day,
hiding at the
day
reunion.
early, I can like check, make sure everything's good.
Delete your socials.
Yeah. But now I
hide.
don't. Now I don't watch a day early.
Yeah, it's usually better to just let it live.
Mm-hmm.
And then don't look at comments, especially.
Yeah, don't look at comments.
Unless you're in a situation where you're on a podcast and someone provides you with a list of comments from maybe some of your first videos.
That would be so
No.
weird, Becky.
That would be so
Becky, that would be
Is that
so
what you're
weird.
gonna
random.
do?
That would be so weird if someone did that. So Jonny, this
you're
comment was
evil.
from 1 year ago,
Okay.
yesterday.
Okay.
So I'd love if you just read them.
Are these mean comments?
Some are nice, some are sassy.
Okay. Okay. Also, I just want it to be clear that I'm being told to read this. I don't know why I'm like looking. I can't find the camera.
Yeah, give it straight down the barrel on all the cameras.
Okay. This is from Left of Today. Hi, Left of Today. I love Jonny Cakes even when he's trauma dumping half the time. Maybe especially because he's trauma dumping half the time. Poor bastard. Sweating emoji, broken heart emoji. Okay, I didn't even think about trauma. I guess I
How
do
do you-
trauma
yeah,
dump.
how do you
I was
feel?
telling you about my high school reunion. It's very hard for me to just say a thing.
Okay.
Like I have to be like, oh, and this reminds me of the time my boyfriend broke up with me over FaceTime while I was on Paris on Christmas Day. You know what I mean?
That's a mean boyfriend.
Feels evil.
I think what makes you a really good performer and great for like YouTube, podcasts, any kind of long form content is that you can tell a story.
Yeah, the storytelling.
or trauma dump.
Or trauma dump
Yeah.
on people.
Okay, I will accept
Okay.
that. Something I
I will
realized I
accept
will
that.
never be. I will never be mysterious, and that makes me sad. Like mysterious people, you're a little mysterious, even though you have a podcast. Like you're not like online being like, here's my everything.
No.
I feel like it's like very like, ooh, like when I get something
Part
from you,
of the
it means a lot.
mystique.
Yes.
Yeah.
Matt is selective about what he lets the internet know.
And Eugene, I mean, he's like super, like that's so you just want to like know more.
That's the point.
No one's ever wanted to know more about me.
Well, honestly, I'm
You know what I
surprised
mean?
that sometimes
like it's
there
not
is more
true.
to know. You have so much to share.
many levels.
There's always things to share.
Multifaceted.
Okay, I'll accept it.
We have more comments.
We actually have more comments for you to read,
I want a
Johnny.
mean one.
You know what? Honestly, I'm going to tell you even before we start this. I went in looking for ruthless comments. I wanted like funny, hypercritical comments.
Yeah.
You're too loved.
It's kind of fucked up, but Johnny,
You're
people
way too
don't say a
loved.
lot of mean things about you.
I made an entire hate comment cake, so I know that's not true. Vanilla Knox Florette said, "This man is nothing but a complete and utter delight." That's really sweet. Thanks. I need to start. It's in my nature to be like, no, I'm a piece of shit. I'm actually an utter shit. But that's so sweet. Thank you.
Yeah, I thought that was a nice one.
you.
I also
Wow.
thought it was going to go different, a complete and utter disaster.
Okay, well, maybe.
But then it said
there's more.
delight, and
Okay.
I was like this.
You don't have any mean ones? Surely Johnny has an advantage. I saw this one.
This
I
one's
saw
pretty
this
popular.
one. I saw this one. Okay. Surely this was on a like baking competition, me against Jared.
Yes.
It was like bad. Surely Johnny has an advantage as a chef, but he's also very good at losing. So let's see how this plays out. Honestly, that is so real.
Also, the top
Play by
comment on that one, which we need to have Jared back on. We need to have you on at the same time.
Yeah.
That would be
There's
funny.
so many funny comments
That'd be
about
funny.
you and Jared. The
Yeah.
funniest one I saw that had like 9,000 likes or something was like, this is like comparing the music of the Beatles to an actual Beatle.
I saw that.
Sweet Jared.
But you know, I'm bad at I'm actively bad at competition. Like,
Yeah, I mean, you do lose a lot.
but not like, oh, I'm like, oops, I like am pretending to be bad. I am bad, like, because
Yeah.
I take my time, like I luxuriate in the kitchen.
Oh, yeah.
So like when I have to make calzones in like 2 seconds, they're not going to be great.
I will say one of the big comments that came up was people are furious. And I know you don't like when people say, I remember you said skizzers and you don't like people
No,
making
furious is funny.
furious, instead of furious. Johnny's going to add it to his list
How
of
do you know
words
about
he hates.
skizzers?
Because you told me about skizzers. And I've said skizzers before and I was like, I'm never saying skizzers in front of Johnny.
No. You know what? I said it on
But
the
I think
live
it's because
show.
of a baby.
I said it on the live show.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
Oh, now I feel bad.
No,
You
that's
say
okay.
skizzers?
Well, just with the baby. I'm like, I got to get some skizzers.
That's different.
I wouldn't say it to like an adult, but I did just say furious.
No, furious
So
is
maybe
funny.
that was fucked up.
Furious is like, oh, he's
Furious.
furious.
And it could also be like a Phineas and Ferb thing.
Yep.
Maybe. Whatever. But people are furious
Yes.
that you're never given enough time to reach your full potential, i.e., what was it? Soup macarons.
Yeah.
Making a dress for Rosanna Pansino, making weights. People think like Try Guys is actively hindering you.
Oh,
Do you care to comment?
Yeah, I do care to comment.
Speak to the people. Speak your truth.
No, because
Also
so
speak
much of
directly
what I
to
do.
Try Guys if you want more time.
Everybody,
Tell them.
well, I always beg for more time, but I love that I don't have all the time in the world because what you see on like my social media is like the best that I can do. What I do here is like what I can do in the time. It's just like a fun, different challenge.
Yeah.
If you want me to see like, if you want to see me like nail it sometimes, although sometimes I don't, go to my social media. If you want to see
Okay.
me not nail it, that's what Try Guys is for, I feel like.
Yeah. I also feel like it would be good to do
Active
like
failing.
Mm.
a time-stamped like bake with Johnny that actually is like
Yes.
12 hours.
That's
because
smart.
of like how long. Because I think we watched these like cooking videos of people doing illusion cakes.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's like,
Looks like it takes 20 minutes.
20 minutes.
Done.
Like,
Because
I mean,
speed
it's
it
you
up.
speed it up.
Yeah,
it's like a
it's-
1 minute thing.
Yeah.
But that was like your whole day. And I just think it'd be really funny to do a time-stamped like full bake along with Johnny
Yeah.
12 to 13 hour video.
I made a TikTok once because I'm really trying. I think maybe I talked about this last time, but I'm really trying to be more honest because I'm actually like quite scared about how social media is making it's like warping children's brains and
right,
thinking
right.
things aren't real.
And adults' brains.
And so I'm trying to be more honest. I'm trying to show failures more. But what I'm really trying to do is be like, oh, this thing that you're seeing in 1 minute takes a long time.
Yeah.
So I did a video where I like went through and like said how long it takes to make each of my cakes.
Oh,
And there was
interesting.
one cake that was a Wally cake and it took me like more than a week. Like the cake went stale before I finished it. So it takes a while.
Yes.
That's
Anyway,
really
okay.
interesting.
Sorry,
Oh,
mean
wait.
comments?
No, that was great. I love that. This wasn't a mean one, but it made me laugh out loud.
Johnny is incredible with kids. If he can bag one of those single dads, he'll make an incredible stepdad. Yo, this must have been on the
It was preschool.
preschool video. Thank you. Thank you. I tried. None of those dads wanted me.
I was also like, follow up. Did you go to Augie's birthday party?
Yeah.
No, but Augie and I are in contact. Well, I'm in contact with Augie's mom.
Yeah.
And he sent me a video recently. Apparently Augie's been going around asking his mom, like, if things around his house are cake. And like, they never are because they're just items his mom purchased.
That is funny.
That is so sweet. I thought that was a really like sweet video. I like that you start out very like, oh, I'm not good at making friends.
Yeah.
And then you immediately make friends with like the kid that in a traditional school setting probably would have been seen as like disruptive or loud
yes,
or
I think you're right.
whatever. But because he was able to be in this more freeing environment. This one, I believe it was either on a cake video or it was Sleepy Trivia. Okay. And I agreed with this comment heavily.
I'm so sad for Jonny. Somehow he This is sweet. I'm so sad for Jonny. Somehow he almost always loses. True. Even when he deserves to win.
Yeah.
No, they gave me, you know what happened on that one? Because I was like winning so hard.
The Sleepy Trivia? Yeah, I was there. And
you hosted it.
Do you know whose idea it was, Jonny?
Do you know that I got the prize at the end?
Yes, because
I was like,
I said you have to give it to him.
So I haven't used it.
I demanded it.
It's a stay at this really nice hotel, and I haven't used it.
For those people who maybe didn't watch the Sleepy Trivia video, Matt.
Wow, way to call me out, Becky. I mean, if you're in a video, I'm definitely not watching it, you know? I see enough of her in real life.
Honestly, fair. No, like so fair.
Jonny was seriously winning so hard. He got like every answer right. He was
You're
so
just too smart, Jonny. You're just too smart.
No. It was like
guessing.
It was like guessing.
But he was really good at guessing. And he was even like, I'm not cheating, I swear. I'm not looking over Becky's shoulder. I'm just getting it right. And at the last minute, we were like, okay, well, this isn't like when you get, because I think Keith and Rachel say it a lot, like you're making a video versus like actually playing a game. And like for a video that's like not interesting. If someone is just running away with it, you got to change the stakes. So we changed the last, I think, 2 questions to be worth like quadruple the points. Yeah. And it just so happened that Jonny got them wrong and Zach got it right. So Zach ended up winning.
Oh my gosh.
And then I demanded that you get the prize.
Well, then I get an email. Like weeks later, I feel like being like, hey, actually, we wanted to give you the prize. I'm like, it's literally fine. Like, and I felt bad because like it's a hotel and like Zach and Maggie could go and like enjoy it.
They own a company. Zach owns the company.
Okay, so true.
It would be like him giving himself a gift card.
Okay, so I need to cash in on it. I still haven't used it. I wonder if it's still good. Me and Mrs. Cakes will enjoy our hotel. Thank you. Yes. Bernadette.
Bernadette Cakes.
Burnt cakes.
Yeah,
is
you
what we
gotta
call her
do
for
it.
short.
You can even turn it into like a little vlog, and you can do a like stay, or you can turn it all off.
Yeah.
You can turn your phone
Unplug
off. I mean,
or
I
plug
couldn't
in.
do it, but
No, it's smart.
Cash in.
Thank you for the
Go
prize,
for
by
a
the way.
respite.
I didn't know you were responsible for that.
Oh, I was like, Jonny needs that prize. Because then I felt bad. I was like, I was one of the people that suggested we do the more points at the end. And I was like, I feel like I stole this from him.
Who cares?
I feel like I stole his win.
Mm-hmm.
So,
No,
yeah.
I know. But that's
It's
very
okay,
sweet.
Jonny. We'll go to the hotel. It'll be fine.
Oh, you want to go with me to the hotel?
That's why. That's
Got it.
really
Okay,
why.
got it.
Zach would take
Becky
Maggie,
wants
so
to be
I'm like,
Mrs. Cakes.
okay. I'm auditioning.
Yes.
Let me see. I want to see if I actually don't think I found any mean
I have a
ones.
funny one that I
You have
didn't
a
take a
funny
picture
one?
of.
Okay.
But it was...
You just wrote it, so you remember.
It was... I actually wrote this one. No.
M.M. McLean.
I found this in the depths of the internet.
Okay.
And the person said, he's pretty active on Twitter. I told him that he could be my second husband, and he liked my comments. And I was so excited. And Jonny, it wasn't a joke.
Oh, a polygamist.
Yes, they're after you.
Wait, who
They're
is that? I
coming
gotta
for
reach
you.
out to them. That's great.
Right? You got to find them.
Yeah,
Okay,
Jonny, there's
I
I
actually
mean, you like them. You like their comment on Twitter.
I did.
Yes.
there's a couple thirsty tweets or thirsty comments we saw. What does this one say? Perhaps.
It says, this is sick. You people are sick. He can frost me anytime.
A good cake joke. Gotta love that.
I feel like you would have been my type in high school. I would have wanted you to frost my cake.
Did you fall in love with like the
I
boys?
didn't have a lot of cake frosting. I'm just
In high school?
throwing that out for my parents. There was no cake frosting in high school. Well, but I would have been interested in your frosting.
Okay, that's fair.
probably.
You know, like theater kids, the theater girls and the theater boys, there was like that.
Oh my gosh.
I think there's a safety there.
Oh,
That's
100%.
true.
I did a show once with this guy who was just the sweetest, nicest. Like, I truly was like, I think I'm in love with you. Gay man.
Yeah.
I knew it would go nowhere, but I was like, you're so
You knew he was
nice.
gay?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He was very openly and outwardly gay. But I was just like,
What if?
you're beautiful.
Right.
What if?
Beautiful.
What if?
Right.
The life that could have been.
The life that could have been.
It is
you know?
weird, like, because I recognize that a relationship, a romantic relationship is different than a friendship. But sometimes it's like, well, I'm in love with you, just like we're not going to have sex.
Yeah. I think
And I
that-
don't feel that
Platonic.
about all my friends. I'm not in
Yeah.
love with all my friends, but I'm in love with
Yeah.
some of my friends.
Yeah. I also think there's some friends where you're like, okay, I think we could get married one day.
Mhm.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, if we needed like a legally something or other.
Yeah.
Right, Matt?
That's right.
Right, Matt?
Oh, you guys are gonna get
Being
married
voluntold.
one day? Interesting.
If not, Becky's going to kill me in my sleep.
Wow. I'm excited. I hope I get invited to the wedding.
I want Matt to both be in love with me and be scared of me at the same time. That would be my like ideal situation.
I feel like I could never be scared of you.
I mean, Becky, we are already kin.
that
Her-
is true.
Her lineage goes back to the McLean line.
I have a McLean in my family
Yeah.
somewhere. So
Wait,
Matt and I
really?
say that we're related.
Related on a deep level.
You Can Sit With Us is sponsored by Betterhelp. I don't know about you guys, but sometimes I get into the mood where I want to try just a new hobby. It reignites something that reminds me of childhood. I've always wanted to start painting again. It's something I've always done as a kid, but my part of my brain hasn't done that in a while. So it's important to not lose that curiosity. And therapy can help you reconnect with your sense of wonder because your back to school era can come at any age. We love therapy here at You Can Sit With Us. It's great having time week to week to share your experience with someone who's non-biased. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists at any time for no additional charge. Rediscover your curiosity with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/sitwithus today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/sitwithus.
so you can't
Yeah.
get married.
No, we can't get married.
Did you watch the Netflix show about the guy who had
Had like 1,000
1,000
kids.
kids.
That is crazy.
It's very disturbing.
That's disturbing.
Crazy. He's like a white
It's very
supremacist. He's trying to.
Yeah.
It's
Frosting
crazy.
too many cakes.
He's frosting way too many cakes. That's such a good point.
Frosting way too many cakes.
Yeah.
I'm shocked
Take
how
away
much
the
frosting
frosting.
he had in him, because
He just keeps making more and more.
That's a gross amount of frosting. Speaking
Yes.
of gross, read this one.
I was having a bad day, and then I watched this and laughed so hard I nearly peed myself. And now I'm not sure if that's made my day worse or better. Is this about me?
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm sorry I made you pee yourself.
Thank you.
You think it was about someone else?
Well, I don't know.
It was a specific Jonny video.
Thank
that
you.
That one came
I don't
from.
know what I did to make you pee yourself, but that's my goal, to make them pee.
Entertainment.
Yeah. Honestly, if you're not pissing yourself,
Make
then
him
I
pee.
haven't done my job.
So good. Well,
These are really nice.
you were here
Aren't
a
these
year
cute?
ago.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Matt
Like
has some
almost
grievances.
exactly a year ago. So we wanted to revisit some of the things we talked about last year
Okay.
and see how life is going. See if you've changed any opinions.
Okay. I'm in therapy
Yeah.
now, so
Oh,
that's different.
Oh, that's
we love
exciting.
that. Try Guys will do that to you.
Try guys.
Try
Try
guys.
guys will do that to you, put you in therapy. So the first one, the last time you were on here, we talked a lot about bidets.
Yes. In fact, I think you, or was it Maggie, suggested that I do a bidet cake kit. A
I said
hyper-realist-
bidet cake kit.
Okay.
Bidet cake kit.
Okay. Can I tell you? There is
Yes.
updates on that.
You're doing a bidet cake kit?
No, I was Tushy, the bidet
Oh,
company.
yeah.
They were like, hey, can we send you a bidet? I don't know why. Maybe I reached out. Maybe I liked a
Maybe
post to
because
theirs.
you said it on here that you wanted a bidet.
Maybe that's it.
True.
And I said, yeah. I was like, how about we like collab? Like, let's do
Yeah.
Yeah.
a cake. And they were like, we don't have budget. And I was like, okay.
Because she doesn't have budget.
So Tushy,
Tushy
come back.
needs more tushies.
Tushy?
I want to do it. And I could do it for free, but that's free advertising.
That's true.
I feel like I
Done.
should get paid for that shit.
John, you should get
That's-
paid for everything. If anyone has
That's
learned
very
anything
true.
from this podcast, you should get paid for all the work you do. Creative work is work.
I just the
Get
thing
paid,
is,
Johnny,
like
get
there
paid.
are things I do. Like, did I just want to make a Pepto-Bismol cake? Yes. Did they pay me for that? No. But I don't know. Like, I'm not like
You're not as passionate about bidets as you are about Pepto.
Right. Also, I just want money. I'm just like
You did have a Pepto hat
money,
on
money,
too. This is
money.
all free advertising, Johnny.
Pepto. I'm cool with
Okay.
Pepto.
Do they at least send you free Pepto?
They send me a bunch of shit,
Oh, okay.
but I'm not usually going to do stuff just for product. This is probably not relatable anymore. Sorry.
It could be. There are a lot of, I feel like there are people out there. Micro-influencing is huge right now. And
That's
I feel like you have to like
That's fair.
stake your worth on.
Here's what I'll say.
Yeah.
Here's what I'll say. 3 years ago, if Pepto was like, we want to send you like a bottle, I'd be like, yeah, I'll do anything for you. I can't believe it because I had like $0 in my bank account. But now I'm like, I'm not going to give you free. You're a major company. I'm not going to just like
True.
Yes.
give you free advertising.
They got the money.
They got the money.
Anyway, so
Take the
Tushy,
money.
come back. Once you get that budget, come back.
I love
Come back.
that.
This is your call. It's your call in, Tushy.
But I don't know that I would have had that idea if it weren't for you. So thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. So I gave you a lot of business ideas.
Yeah.
That episode.
Okay.
So I want to see if you've actually done any of them.
Oh, no. Okay. Do I owe you a percentage?
Yes, a large percent of my consulting fees.
Let's see. Let's see.
Are you showing your first and last attempts at your creations? Remember we talked about that?
No. However, no, I'm not.
Yeah.
But that's still a really good idea. I'm going to write that down. And I will, I
Write it
will
down
give
from
you a
last
cut.
year.
I will
Write
give
it
you a
down from
cut of
last
my
year.
ad revenue for those videos. No, but what I am doing is showing the evolution of cakes. So it's kind of in that vein because it'll be like, the theme will be like shoes.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the evolution of my shoe cakes. So it kind of is
I
like
see.
first attempt from like 2018, last attempt 2024. You know what I'm saying?
I see what you mean. Yeah.
So kind of.
Yeah. So longer timeline.
Yes, but in that family. So I do owe you money. Okay. Shit.
One of the other ideas that actually Maggie had was doing a Converse cake.
I have not done that.
Knockoff shoes, knockoff merch.
So I haven't.
Cakes.
I have not done that. Sorry. I would love to.
Yeah.
I just haven't.
What word did you just say? Converse?
Converse. Instead of doing a Converse cake, you know? Because then you couldn't like
Yeah.
like that's for the brand name, like the trademarking. So do you like knockoff one?
I see. No, I haven't done it, but I would like to. I've done a couple. I do shoes a lot.
Yeah.
And
you love shoes. Shoe fetish.
Love shoes. I think now I see sometimes like a shoe brand I'll do a cake for and then I can't do another shoe for a little while.
I see.
You know what I mean?
Exclusivity.
It's usually not like too long, but like, yeah. But a Converse I really want to do.
Yeah. They're so
Especially
iconic.
a high top, like platform, because then that would be a nice big one.
You know what I really want to do?
It's very
is,
David Dang.
Shrek Crocs. Shrek Crocs is the next one I want to do. And
Crocs.
then what's the other? Oh, an old vintage like roller skate.
Oh, that's cute.
That would be cute.
I like that.
That's what I want to do next.
That would
but
be
a Converse
really cute.
for sure.
The other thing we talked about was a baseball cap that you could wear. That's a cake.
I think I said this
Remember?
in that episode. Like,
You
where
did.
would the cake go?
In the head.
But the head is where your head goes.
The cake is thin.
It's really thin,
thin
cake.
cake.
It's like a crepe cake.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll work on it. We'll see.
Oh,
Or maybe
work on
it's a
it.
sun hat and the
I love how you're
around
like,
is the
there's-
cake.
I love how Johnny's like, there's no bad ideas.
Yeah.
You're
No.
very guess and.
Yeah, I love
You know what
that.
I could do? You know what I could do? You know that goofy hat I was wearing?
Yes,
So
you
you-
could do a goofy hat.
You know how
Actually-
it's goofy and then he's wearing
That
a hat?
has Disney,
Yeah.
that has a lot of also, you know,
Remy,
sponsorship
the
opportunities.
Ratatouille, you could do that
Ratatouille
one.
because it's a hat with a rat on it.
And well, or if you cut into the hat and there's a rat in it.
A dead rat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in the middle of the cake.
Love that.
I think you should.
I should
that would
definitely
be
put a
good.
dead rat in my cake. You're so right. This is a great
Definitely
idea.
hire Becky for your consulting.
A year from now, I'll come back. You'll be like, okay, so last time you said dead rat in the
Dead
cake.
rat. Did we do it?
How much money am I getting from that one? Yeah.
Yes. The other one, which was my favorite idea, which I did see you did kind of, but not to its full potential,
Okay.
was doing succulent plant centerpieces
Yes.
that trick your guests at the party,
That's fun.
thinking it's just plants in the middle. And then they're like, what's for dessert? And you're like, it's right here. It's been here the whole time.
So,
Cut it open and it's cake.
so hang on though. I did 2 plant cakes since I've been
Yes.
here last. One, you're right, was small and little. Or I don't know if you saw this.
It was like a
but-
cacti.
Yes. And it was for these Netflix kids events.
Ah, okay.
And I did like a is it cake game.
Mm.
And they lost their minds over the cactus cake.
Yes.
They were very sweet. It was lovely. Though it was not my best cake. It was because I was flying. Like I went up to their
You gotta fly with the
San
cake.
Jose location.
So
and
you had to take it with you.
So it
That's
had to be
hard.
small.
Yeah.
And then when the boys, the K-pop band came here and played like the
Is it
cake
cake with
finder
their
game.
mouths?
Yeah. I did a small plant that I put over there on the merch table.
Have you ever thought about doing Is It Cake But Everything Is Cake? Like an entire room of cake.
It seems
And you're
like a
like,
lot of
is
work.
it cake? But it is. The answer is yes.
It
Is
seems
it
like
cake?
a lot of
Yes.
work. Yes.
If you
I was
go to
actually,
something,
I was actually thinking the opposite. Like,
Yeah.
you have all this cake, everything that looks like cake, but then it's actually not
No.
cake.
Yes. It would
And
be
people
so
are
much
cutting into
easier.
it, and they couldn't get into it because it's
Oh.
not cake. But then, like, the plate it's on is cake. So it's like,
Oh, that's
Lips.
smart. That's smart. What I was
like
thinking,
really tricks you out.
okay.
You're like, what's going on?
what I was thinking is doing Cake Finder, but nothing's cake, and just watching Keith and Zach just bite
That
shit
is
for like a
people
full
fail.
day.
so funny.
That's good too.
You
That's good
absolutely
too.
And they're
have to
like
do
so
that.
frustrated.
Yeah, because they're trying to find what's cake.
And it's just not.
I do feel like, and I don't know if anyone else at home feels this way, but when I watch the Is It Cakes, I'm like, it's cake. Like
Yeah, you know.
I feel like I know exactly which one is cake.
Yeah.
And it's always wrong.
Yeah. You're
No, I'm usually right. Once or twice on yours, I've been wrong, and I'm like, what the?
some people are really good at it. It's
At
a
spotting the
special
cake.
skill.
I'm
I'm
also
serious.
like, I try and look around at like what's on the cake, and I'm like, if there's something that's like
Mhm.
too right, like it's
Oof.
too on the nose.
I get that a lot.
If it's too, it's like uncanny valley.
yes.
Where I'm like, this is too
It's
perfectly
too
imperfect.
perfect.
Yeah.
Or there's too many elements
Unnatural.
here. Yeah. I remember the Is It Cake with the burgers. I don't know if you did that on the show or if it was one of your TikToks, but I was like, that's a fucking fake burger.
Yeah. Yeah. I see what you mean. You gotta be
Yeah.
perfectly imperfect. That's interesting.
Yeah, it's one of those things.
Also, like I probably said this last year, and I probably mean it even more now. Is like I just made like a simple cake that looked ugly at my mom's house this like a couple weeks ago, and I experimented with flavors and and we just sat and ate like a normal looking cake, and I was like, I just want to bake more.
The good old
Oh,
days.
that's sweet.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
we don't.
You're saying
how
it's
much
taking the
longer?
joy
How
out
much
of it?
longer?
Well,
are
it
we gonna
is one
care?
of those things that's like once you make your creative outlet or your quote unquote hobby your job,
Yeah.
then it's no longer like fun. But I feel like that's what you're a perfect pivot to your cake mixes.
Oh my gosh.
I feel
Party
like
on.
these are so
Aw,
approachable
fudge.
that even non-bakers like myself, it was very easy for me to
Was
bake.
it?
And I only had to use one bowl, which is like
Yes.
the star of the show.
Yes,
Because
that-
then I don't have any dishes to do. I just have this one thing and it's done.
Baking's
And it's
messy.
easy.
Baking's messy.
Baking is so fucking
No,
wanna
that's a
try.
really good point. Yes. Well, I think a couple of things. One, the greatest joy I get genuinely. I know this probably sounds like somebody in marketing told me to say this, but they didn't. I don't know anybody in marketing. Well, like that's not true. But like, you know what I'm saying? The greatest joy I get is watching families have like fun together.
Yeah.
The few things I remember from childhood, because I don't remember much anymore, I'm so old, are moments like in the kitchen with my mom. I remember making our like Nickelodeon GAC
So
slime
sweet.
cupcakes
Yeah.
for, or making like my brother, his he's allergic to a bunch of his names, Paul. We call things polyproof if they're like, if he can eat them. So polyproof
Aw.
cupcakes for him or polyproof like croissants or whatever.
Aw.
Yeah.
And
so sweet.
those are
So
like
sweet.
very strong memories.
Yeah.
And so I love that now I have things that people can buy that they can do. And like people send me photos. Here we are making the cake kit or here we are
Aw,
making
so
cupcakes.
sweet.
And like that is genuinely the best.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So like that's been really fun.
That's so nice.
I
And I
love
like
that.
that you did something. I went back into some of your TikToks to see you did a YouTube. You did making box cake mix.
Yeah.
Good. Like making it better.
Yep.
Love that you did chocolate and vanilla. So you get 2 videos out of one concept.
There we
Very
go.
smart. But you never talk shit about box cake mix.
No, I said that I'm in a feud with Betty Crocker. I said she fucked me at the Christmas
Yeah.
party.
But you never said like box cake mix sucks. And if that's all you make, like you're not, a real bit. Like I feel like some like
Totally.
pastry people are like,
Right.
box cake mix is disgusting.
Oh,
and
no.
just make it from scratch, blah, 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 blah.
No, not only do I not say that, I don't feel that way. Cake
Yeah.
is the great equalizer. It's like the people's dessert. And I believe that like cake is a celebratory food. You eat it at happy events. You don't eat cake at a funeral. You eat it at weddings and retirement parties and
Tuesdays.
graduations and Tuesdays. No, seriously. And it feels nostalgic and fun and
Yeah.
it brings to mind good memories. And I think cake should be easy. I say this a lot. What I'm proud about these cake mixes is that all the like hacks that I had for the Betty Crocker and the Duncan Hines, I actually think don't do with my cake mixes. I think they taste
They're
better.
already baked in.
Yeah, something I liked, we made the chocolate cake and my family doesn't like frosting. So it was actually perfect because we were able to make dessert in like 2 seconds and then eat it immediately.
Oh yeah.
Was the actual chocolate chips in the cake mix because you often don't get that. And they didn't fully like melt all the way either. So there was like a little bit of texture in it.
That's the thing. We need texture.
I was a big fan.
We need texture. I love texture.
Big
I like
fan.
soft and moist and and fluffy mixed with like a bite of like caramel or chocolate chips or Oreos or whatever it is.
So which one is your favorite of the two, Jonny?
It's like picking a favorite child.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I'm like having a chocolate moment.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I love like a diner chocolate on chocolate cake.
Ooh, yeah.
Last
Black
night,
Forest.
from my friends came over, I made an ice cream cake with my chocolate, with my O fudge and cookie dough ice cream.
Oh my gosh.
And like milk chocolate ganache. And that was outstanding.
Just throw it together.
Okay, I want some of that.
The party
I'll take that.
I'm not answering your question. I would say
Well, I thought you were going for chocolate because you're like, I'm going to chocolate.
It sounded like you said chocolate's your favorite.
typically I would say this. Party on's good because there's toffee bits, so it's got caramelization to it.
Oh.
And they get crispy
Yeah.
and sort of caramelized, so that's really good.
Ooh.
I don't know. If I had to pick today, like if I were to have a slice, I would say, because I had chocolate last night, I'm over chocolate. Remember how I said I'm in my chocolate era? I changed my mind.
You're out of your
I
chocolate
would pick
era.
this.
Out of your
This
chocolate
one I
era.
think is like
Into your
slightly more
fruity.
popular. We sold
Okay.
we've sold slightly more of this. But last night at my party with my friends were talking about how this is the sleeper hit and this is their actual favorite.
Honestly, I
okay.
didn't even like. It was no when I bought it. There was no thought to me. I was like the chocolate immediately. The chocolate.
You like
when I think
chocolate.
of like
Chocolate
box
picky.
cake mix, I think
think
of
chocolate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe I think funfetti every once in a while, but mostly my brain immediately would envision a chocolate cake.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Big fan of the chocolate cake.
Yeah.
How did you come up with the recipe? What was the creating
The
the product?
formulation.
Yeah.
So it was, y'all, my business partner's gonna be so mad at me for saying this. I went into my doctor after doing months and months of recipe developing and got my cholesterol checked. And he's like, your cholesterol's too high. And I'm like, yeah, well, because I've been eating nothing but cake mix. Nothing but cake for the last month.
Oh no!
I was eating so much
Cake
cake,
and
y'all.
sugars and all the other things.
So much
Yeah.
cake.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, it's low saturated fat, which is good for cholesterol, which I've heard.
Oh,
but just
lovely.
don't eat a pack every day.
Yeah,
You know, I would never
moderation.
suggest that.
Yeah.
So to answer your question, a lot of testing, a lot of like, the thing about baking is it's truly a science. So one slight variation will change the entire thing. So basically what I was doing is I was laying out all the ingredients and then editing ingredient by ingredient and saying, okay, well, in this batch, we're going to put in less of this or
Right.
more of this.
Okay.
How long did it take to formulate each recipe?
So it took a while. We've been sort of testing it throughout the last year and a half
Oh, wow.
Wow.
because we did like over the last
Year
year
and
and a
a
half,
half.
we've been like figuring it out.
That's a lot of cake.
That's a lot of
I've
cake.
eaten
That's a lot of cake.
so much cake and I had to be like, we need to take a pause on cake. As soon as we finalized recipes, I was like, I'm going to go cakeless for like a month.
I was going to ask, has there
Yeah.
ever been a time where you don't eat cake or do you just have cake every day?
I still like cake. I still like it. I don't know that I'll ever get sick of it. It's
Yeah.
not my favorite dessert though.
What is your
What?
favorite?
This is hot.
This is
that.
tea.
This is tea.
This.
The title of this is
Is
going to be
drama.
Johnny Cakes Hates Cake.
Yeah. No, I love cake, but I love pie. Hot
Johnny
piece,
pie. You're
hot
introducing
piece
me
of
to Johnny
pie.
pie?
Yeah.
You're speaking
Honestly,
my
maybe
language.
that's my like. What do they call it? There's a J-Lo movie about it. It's called like a second.
Jiggly.
What's it called
Gigli?
when you have your second win?
Oh, second act.
Second act.
Second act.
My second act is going to be Johnny pies.
I would love that.
So I know you guys had pies at your
Well, what's
wedding.
your
We're
favorite
big
pie?
pie people.
I love a hot berry pie, like a
Okay.
mixed berry pie
Okay.
with cold,
Ice
creamy ice cream,
Mhm.
hot pie on a hot summer day. That's
Love.
the best.
Very iconic.
That is God's gift to my
Yes.
mouth.
That is iconic.
I
We're
love everything.
pecan pie people.
Yeah.
Pecan, if you
Pecan.
will.
Yep.
We love
I-
pecan pie.
I love ice cream, even though I'm lactose intolerant. I love,
Love ice
creme brulee. I love tiramisu. I love lemon zippy. I love really sour things. I like lemon meringue pie. I like lemon bars.
Key
I like key lime
lime.
pie is my favorite thing
Ooh.
on planet Earth.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
I like all desserts. I have such a sweet tooth.
I was going to say all of them.
Yeah. Speaking of teeth, do you have any cavities?
Did I tell you? Have I told you guys this? I
No.
had a root canal done recently.
Oh no.
I saw this on your Instagram
On my
story.
Instagram, I
and
put
you
it on close friends, I think.
Oh, okay. You absolutely have to tell the story if you're
What
comfortable
happened with
with
your
it.
root canal?
I
I did, and I feel bad for this guy
wild.
because, yeah.
No, Johnny, you don't feel bad for this man.
No, he should feel bad for me.
Yes.
Okay. I went to Michigan to get a root canal. Why? Because I have really, not to brag, I have really long roots. Like very, like weirdly
Play.
long teeth. And like the dentist was like, that's crazy. Like that's
Really?
longer than anybody would
Like
have
in your
ever seen.
x-rays, you see them.
Yeah. And he's like, it's a really dangerous surgery because you're much more likely to get for
Into
us
the
to
bone.
like hit a nerve and you'll lose all your nerve sensation in your jaw.
Oh my God, you won't be able to move your jaw.
So he's like, you need to go to a long root specialist. I swear to God. There's a long root specialist in Michigan right near my parents' house. So I was like, that's
What?
actually kind of perfect. Like
Yeah.
I'll go and make a trip out of it. I get the root canal done. He's one of these jokey dentists or jokey doctors where he's like, hey, like asking me like silly questions while I can't respond or whatever, like cracking jokes all day. And so he finishes the root canal and he like goes, washes his hands, whatever. He's like, all right, we're going to have the nurse come in and like take x-rays, make sure everything looks good. And then we'll have you out. They do the x-rays. He comes back in white, pale white as a ghost. And he goes,
Oh my God.
we did the root canal on the wrong tooth. And I was like, ha ha ha. Like I'm packing up. I'm looking for my phone to catch up on my like texts from like the 2
Like,
hours.
funny
that I missed.
joke.
Yeah, ha ha ha. Like, see you later. He's like, we did it on the wrong tooth. And I like see his white face and I'm like, oh, he's not kidding. So he's like,
No.
sit back down. We have to do a second root canal on the right tooth. And I'm like thinking in my head, like, how did you mess up? Like,
That's what I
Why
messaged
didn't-
Johnny and I was like, can't you see?
See-
Because isn't a root canal when your tooth is like a little infected?
exactly.
Wouldn't it look like a bad tooth?
So which tooth did he do? The one next door?
The one next door. In his defense, it was because I had cracked my tooth. It wasn't that I had a
an infection.
infection or whatever, or something like
There's
that.
something where it's like icky. Not icky. It's
No,
just
but you're right.
happens,
Like,
but
how did he?
How do you not see it?
So I'm like, that's crazy, but I'm a people pleaser from the Midwest. So like, I don't want him to feel bad. And also
you're just like, just take them all.
yeah,
While you're at it,
I
just
should have gotten
take them
veneers.
all.
I should have gotten veneers.
This is a missed opportunity.
So I was like,
You could
okay,
have gotten
like,
a whole new
that's fine.
teeth. No more cavities.
So he's freaking out and like shaking. And this is a specialist that I flew to Michigan to see. So
Well,
like,
he's
keep that
also
in-
like, my license is gone. He's like, I'm going to have no money after this.
You could definitely sue.
exactly.
Yeah.
So I said
I'm
to
sure
him,
he was terrified.
so I was like, oh, like he's like, I'm so sorry. Profusely apologizing. He's like, I'm so sorry. Like, once again, I owe you an apology. And I was like, like, it's okay. It happens. And he goes, no, it doesn't. I've been doing this for 30 years and nothing like this has happened. And I was like, okay, cool. Glad I'm like the first one. So he did it on the right tooth. And I went home and like I told my mom and she was like, what? Because I thought it was weird, but I didn't think it was like a suable offense.
It's
but my mom was like,
very
this
suable.
man is
Yes.
going to pay for your flight to Michigan. Like he's
Yes.
paying for everything.
Yes.
And I don't think he did, but he did give me a free root canal. He gave me 2 free root.
Oh, technically too.
Isn't that
He
crazy?
gave you a preventative root canal.
It's true. I'll never need one on that tooth.
That tooth is gone.
Well, the tooth is gone. Don't you not have any more teeth after that?
Yeah, I mean,
Aren't
it's
they gone?
there. It's there, but it's filled.
I guess I don't know what a root canal is. Is the tooth gone? They take your tooth out.
No, that's
fill
the whole point.
underneath
It's
the
to
tooth?
save you from having to get a tooth removed. They go deep. Sorry, is this gross?
they drill it. They
go
drill it in and fill
deep
it up.
into the really long roots that I have.
Oh.
And not to brag, but like mine are so long,
Play.
so that it's hard to go that deep.
Wow.
But he did twice. He did it twice.
Well, hopefully they last.
I hope
You
so.
know?
Yeah.
Knock
I
on wood.
also feel like
Hopefully they last.
should you need any other dental work for the rest of your life, you can go back to this man, no insurance card, no nothing, and be like,
You would think.
I do think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A bunch of people responded
do
to that
think.
story being like, you need to sue. And I'm like, I'm not going
Yeah.
to sue him.
Well, so this is the thing to remember though, when you're suing like a medical person, you're
They
suing
have-
their insurance company.
they have
They
insurance.
have medical malpractice insurance for that specific reason. And he did make a mistake.
He did. He gave me 2 free root canals. That's not enough.
Not
What
enough,
would
Johnny.
you have done?
Oh, I,
I
would sue him.
talk with a lawyer.
I would talk with
That's
a
what I
lawyer.
would do.
Well,
Yeah.
my mom is a lawyer, and so I went home and she's
I
like,
would talk with your mom.
she's still pissed about it.
Yeah.
Yes, Johnny.
You think it's not like he like amputated the wrong arm?
No, but he's not an arm doctor.
What if in 10 years something goes wrong with
Yeah.
the tooth that he did the wrong procedure on?
I think actually, and I hope he's not listening because I'm going to give him some credit.
Wow, I would love it would be
I'll
hilarious.
never get a
if he was
cavity in this
listening.
one. I'll never need, this tooth is set now. I was actually going to be like, while we're at it, why don't you just give me every bone over a canal?
No,
No.
Johnny.
And also like, it doesn't feel different.
Well, now.
What if the stuff like cracks out one time and then you get a really bad
Or
one? You
what
have to
if
get your
they
teeth
find-
removed.
Yeah,
Okay.
what if they find out that whatever they filled it with in like 20 years gives you like, you see those commercials about mesothelioma.
You're so
like,
right. I'm suing.
What if it's one of those things?
I'm suing.
Johnny, sue. Because there's,
sorry,
I
also-
can't speak anymore about this. We're in the middle of litigation.
there's also statute of limitations.
Yeah,
I learned from Kelsey Dara on those kind of things. So make sure you're
Okay.
But I want to circle back to your famous mom.
your famous
And-
mom and her gay fans.
Who thinks she's famous?
And last time you were going to do a prank on her.
What?
So I want to know if you ever did the prank or not.
No, I remember this. Okay, yes, I talked about the ears, right?
Yes.
No, I made I made like chocolate ears that I molded my real ear and then filled it with chocolate.
I love that.
And I was gonna like go home and be like, "Oh, mom, like my ear's hurting. I have an earache for like days," and then like finally like rip
it
off the ear and like eat it. Here's the thing: my mom is getting older, and I feel like that's just cruel. It's elder abuse.
Does she get, how many pranks are you doing? Does she get that shocked?
No, but
Wouldn't
she's
it like
put up with a
wouldn't
lot
she,
of my
like,
shit.
Her poor
be like,
heart.
oh, again, jeez.
No, she's sweet. She put up a lot with a lot of my shit, and I feel like she doesn't deserve that. I'll do it to like a friend, maybe.
So
Okay.
where are the ears? You just have them under your
They're
bed?
still in my
They're in the
my
freezer.
no, they're in my because they're chocolate. They're chocolate. It would be like chocolate on a shelf, like Hershey's chocolate. So they're in my
okay.
pantry.
Got it.
So maybe I should have brought them in today and done it on you.
That would have been, I would have died. That would have been really funny.
I feel like getting the shading right for that would be really hard to get the like coloring for an ear to not look weird.
So they have something called there's edible dusts. There's a luster dust, which is like shiny, and there's something called matte dust or
It's
petal
like
dust.
makeup for chocolate.
That's
Totally,
cool.
it's how people do.
Highlighter.
Yes, exactly, and it's how people like do flowers, like edible flowers, to add variant in
Like
shades,
the colors and stuff.
And it's a light dusting you do. So for
cool.
like skin tone, you would do like a light, like red, because there's like blood under us, so
Oh,
that it's
yeah,
undertones, overtones. That
You could
kind of
layer.
thing.
Yeah. That's cool. There's a gal who does like spoons and she'll put it on her face and she'll paint it with real paint
I've seen
and make
her.
the
She's
spoon
great.
disappear.
She's great.
Yeah. I find that very cool.
It is
Because
cool.
you must have a really good eye for like color and
I'm getting better.
shape.
I was never like a visual artist,
Yeah.
so this has been something I've learned.
I would say you're definitely a visual artist.
thank
No,
you.
It's
No.
all visual.
yeah,
Purely
illusion.
visual.
yeah.
Purely visual.
But yes, thank you for bringing up my mom who
How
thinks
is
she's
mom,
famous.
How is mom doing?
She's
What's she up
good.
to these days?
She,
Yeah,
What
what's
kind of
what's
content
happening?
is your mom making? is
so
what I
here's the
wanna
thing: my mom doesn't have social media, so she doesn't know when I post about her.
know. She lives through your social media.
Yeah, and I'm trying to post her less. Although recently I reposted this video from years ago of her like saying hi to her gay fans. Because the thing is,
Yes.
I love high gay fans.
Yes.
It
Here's what
is
you have to
so
understand.
cute.
here's
So
how
funny.
it happened. Okay, so there were like 3 people who just thought she was funny, like my friends.
yeah.
And so I told her that, and she's like, "Oh, I have gay fans." This is you want to talk about manifesting? This is like the craziest manifestation. So she started recording videos for her gay fans and would send them to me, and then I would give them to these like 3 people, and then I
Right.
started posting them on my Instagram account. Because I'm like, this woman is delusional, but it's like kind of funny. And through that, it was like a self-fulfilling prophecy. Through
love that.
more gay fans came. So I had all these videos. I had like 10 or 12 videos, and I edited them all together just to be the part where she says hi gay fans in this compilation. And I posted it on
Yes.
TikTok
Yes.
years ago. This is before I like had a following on TikTok. And that was like my first viral video. And
That's
people being
so
like,
funny.
no, did I tell the story last year?
I don't think.
Okay. Sorry if I'm repeating myself.
Live, laugh, love.
So thank you. So I posted it, and people started being like, no, you don't get it. Now I am a gay fan.
Yeah.
So she got these gay fans. These lesbians dressed as her for Halloween. Like it was crazy.
That's really good.
But the thing is, my mom doesn't know because she doesn't have social media. So what happens is she like went into work, and her like young like assistants or whatever were like, yo, you're like trending, you're viral. And she's like, what's that mean? So this year, so that happened.
So funny.
Then this year I reposted that video. I went away to Joshua Tree without a phone for a weekend. And while I was gone, it like blew up again. Troye Sivan posted it. like
Gay fans.
She has
Gay fans.
Gay fans, like famous gay people
Yeah.
now. Yeah. And she thinks she's famous.
I mean, she is.
Well,
She is.
She had a viral
Troye
video.
Sivan.
We need to get your mom hashtag sponsored now.
I
That's
agree. My mom wouldn't
true.
understand any of it.
That's why
You
you,
can
take
be her
care
manager.
of that. Yeah, you be her manager. She'll be your lawyer.
Okay, that's a good
You'll
idea.
trade services.
That's
Bartering.
a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the future.
So if you want something, just say it. Say
Yeah.
like you already have it. This is
Okay.
manifestation,
Manifestation.
right? You say
This
thank
is
you so much for my new
Creating
mansion.
your own reality.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's true. And to all of our gay fans, thank
Yes.
you.
Thank you, gay
Thank
fans.
you,
Thank
gay
you.
fans. Johnny, it has been a pleasure sitting with you today.
gosh.
You are a star, an angel, a friend of the pod.
You're so
Yes.
sweet.
You can come on literally anytime you want.
Oh my gosh.
Do you have anything you want to plug? Anything you want to tell the people about? I mean, obviously your cake mixes. Where can people buy those?
You can get those at my website, thejohnnycakes.com. They're really good. They're tasty, I think. So I think you'll like them. And if you buy them, send me videos and photos. I love to see it. And then the other thing I want to plug is like vote for Democrats. Am I allowed to get political?
Yeah.
I can't deal with Trump again.
No.
Okay.
No.
So that's what I'm going to plug. I know that I single-handedly changed the election with my plug,
You-
with my endorsement.
Manifesting. You're
You were the
manifesting.
blue tide. Your commentary on You Can Sit With Us is what is changing the
Yes.
tide.
Do you have
I love
anything
that.
to plug?
No,
I mean, we
I don't
plug
think-
at
do
the end of every
plug-
episode.
Yeah, I guess we plug this show.
Watch.
We plug this show. Watch You Can Sit
but
With
they're
Us.
already here.
Listen, You Can Sit With Watch. Subscribe to Second Try because you'll get to
Yes.
see unfiltered Johnny.
Yeah.
This is
What
true.
I really love about Second Try, and all of my other like Bravo fans will also appreciate this, when Bravo went to Peacock, we got unfiltered episodes of reunions, which was truly the greatest gift anyone could give us.
Yes, I was watching Vanderpump recently, and I was like, well, "How are they swearing?"
Vanderpump used to be just
New rules?
bleeps. They were bleeping left and right, and it would literally drive you insane. And then when they got rid of that and you could finally hear them swear, conversation like flowed so much more naturally. Not that every video on Second Try has swearing,
No,
but like you hear people harp about the algorithm so much, like swearing, even saying like butt cheeks will fuck with your video. So
it's better
having
just
the
not to.
freedom to do that, and you get to hear unfiltered Johnny.
Oh my gosh.
Unfiltered. I'm not sure if
Wow.
the filter's ever really on, but
The filters
Anyway.
are rarely on. In fact, I get in trouble a lot.
Unfiltered.
unedited Johnny.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
There we
definitely
go.
check that out. Any shows that you're excited? Are you going to be on any more? Is it cakes type shows?
I'd love to be.
Should we do
I
a
mean,
call to action for Netflix?
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I don't know. Maybe
Should we
I'll
flood
be
their
on
socials?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Should we flood
Tell
their
them
socials?
I want my own
Yeah.
show.
They want Johnny Cakes back on his own show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hashtag
Give him his own
Johnny
one-man
Cakes.
show.
Yeah, I agree.
Yes.
imagine?
You could be the host.
Okay.
But
Perfect.
on that note, everybody make sure you're washing your hands, peeing
Yes.
after sex, voting,
Yes.
Yeah.
being kind to people, being kind to yourself.
Mhm.
What else do we have on
Tip
there?
your servers.
Tip your servers.
Yes.
Eat your cake. Buy your cake. Buy your cake and eat it too.
Frost your cake.
Frost your cake. Frost other people's cakes.
Definitely.
With consent.
With consent.
Yes.
Enthusiastic cake frosting consent.
Yes, for sure.
Mm.
And we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.